Clement's Homebrew, coming at you with a beer review. This one today is part of a series. I've had several of them in this series. This is the Ovila Abbey Tripel, the Ovila series from Sierra Nevada Brewing Company out of Chico, California. And they've had several other ones that have been kind of fun to try. This one being an Abbey Tripel, of course, is 8.8% ABV, so I thought I'd give it a shot. So I'm going to get the cork popped on this and we'll give it a try. All right, here we go. It's mostly golden. There's a little bit of an orange tinge to it, I'd say. So it seems a little darker than most triples that I would normally see. The head was a little bit higher. It's fading quickly. And that's pretty common. I'm not really seeing, though, like bubbles coming up from the side, which is usually something that I expect from a triple. Let's get a nose on it. Well, okay, so right away, it's not real strong aroma, but right away, yeah, I do get some of that Belgian yeast. I get some clove. I get kind of like a light banana, but that wouldn't necessarily be uncommon. Some like the candy sugars. I get floral notes. I get a little bit of apple, a little bit of pepperiness, so there's some spice on that. Kind of a honey note, I would say, on there. Toasted malts, you've got your, Pilsner almost kind of a scent to it, actually. But mostly the normal stuff. Light fruity esters to it, from the yeast. Almost kind of a hint of a honeydew melon as well on there. Maple, apple, and honey. Yeah, it's a nice scent. All right, so cheers. Let's dive in. Wow, it's not nearly as effervescent as I would expect from a triple. And yeah, and it's much heavier tasting. Triples are usually very highly carbonated, and a very light flavor. And this is a heavier flavor on the tongue. I feel like I've got apples in here, and like I've got some of the apple skins in it. Yeah, it's not a bad beer, but for me, it doesn't really fall into a typical triple flavor. Maybe a hint of some candy sugar. You do get some of the Belgian yeast. I get some grassiness to it, but that feeling of like the apple cores in there and apple seeds are in there and like the skins of the apple are in there. It makes your mouth pucker. Maybe there's just a bit too much hops on this. You can pull out like a hint of pear, a little bit of honey, maybe even a melon on it, fresh cut grass, maybe even a light bit of a white grape on there, and peppery, a bit of spice. Yeah, I tend to think of triples as being, lighter in color, lighter in body. This has got a medium body. It really does dry out on the back side, but it leaves a light bit of bitterness on the mouth. That is just not typical of what a triple should do. So let's start off by rating by style then. So for an Abbey Tripel, yeah, to me this is kind of a failure, from what triples really should be. It's pleasant and all, but I'm dropping way low on this. For an Abbey Tripel, I'm giving this an 81. It just, that bitterness, the heaviness, all of that, it does not qualify. Overall, I'll rate it a little higher because I'm enjoying it, but it's not great. It's just a straight B beer. I'm going to give it an 85 on the overall. I'd be really curious if you got something different from a bottle. If you've had this one, please let me know. I'm just wondering, did I get a bad bottle or did they just make it wrong? I have no idea, but this is it. It's the Ovila Abbey Tripel. It's a decent beer to drink, certainly, but it just doesn't meet the standards of a Abbey Tripel, Belgian-style triple. This is Kevin from Clement's Homebrew saying life's too short to drink cheap beer, and I'll see you on the next beer review.